Dragon Ball Z is all about Goku saving the day. Versus Raditz, he dies. Versus Nappa, he wins. Versus Vegeta, he gets his homies to jump him, still kinda loses. Ginyu Force, wiped. But first, Captain Ginyu, he gets caught lacking while Ginyu ran off on the plug with his whole flow. Frieza wins without killing him, of course. But his next fight, he took a pitiful L against Android 19 due to the heart virus. Versus Cell, forfeits. Versus Cell Jr., another pitiful L because he was worn out from the original Cell fight that he forfeited. And then shortly thereafter, sacrifices himself against Semi-Perfect Cell, even though he could have teleported to King Kai's planet and then came back. But anyways, Yakon was a wipe. And in his rematch versus Vegeta, the anime actually cut out a lot of this, but Goku kinda wins it without using Super Saiyan 3. But then Vegeta chops him in the back of the neck and he passes out. So, loss. Versus Stage 1 Boo, this was nearly a win or a loss. He has a dick swinging contest showing off Super Saiyan 3 and then asked Boo for more time like he did with Perfect Cell. And then to close off the series, he took a dub against Kid Buu. I'm not gonna count the Vegito versus Super Boo fight. Take it however you will. Now this part is very important. I just read to you all the results of Goku's canon fights. Keyword canon. So yeah, move to the side, Goku versus Super Boo. He kinda loses that one anyways. Dragon Ball is my second favorite anime of all time for real, but today is getting the misconception of just wait around for Goku to come, or that it's just all about Goku. Maybe the original Dragon Ball series is, but barely. Super, that is all about Goku, I'm sorry. And it's all Super's fault, to be honest with you. Sorry to Vegeta and all of my Vegeta fans, but you are basically Goku's step stool. By the way, going back to his fighting record, if Goku was a prize fighter, this would be a horrible record. 4, 7, and 1, with the 1 being Goku's dick swinging contest. For reference, Ippo Makanauchi from Hajime no Ippo lost 1 fight after winning 10 straight, and it changed the whole tone of the series. All of that to say that the manga portrayed Goku very differently. The anime added a lot, and it added a lot of fights along with a lot of flashback fights that all make Goku seem like he was some sort of superhero, when that's really not what Akira Toriyama intended for him to be. Where in the manga, he was kind of a fallible challenge seeker, but in the anime, he was a one-dimensional ultimate superhero. So that fast forward, when Goku's put him against today's more complex MCs, he's seen as more simple. Therefore, people who say that Dragon Ball is one of their favorite animes of all time are also seen as more simple. Like I said before, Goku versus Super Buu is anime only. Goku versus Deborah is anime only. Goku fighting in the whole other world tournament, anime only. Snake Way filler, anime only. All of that Goku denying to be a Saiyan while preferring to be called an Earthling, anime only. And then obviously all the movies before Super are not canon. Like I said in last week's anime watchers versus manga readers videos, I confessed to y'all that I did not watch Dragon Ball. I read it, and that was my introduction to the series. And it wasn't until I got older that's when I realized that that's why my Dragon Ball opinions differ from so many other people's, because they were introduced to the anime first. Speaking of my perspective, hey, what's up everybody? It's the Breast Show. We back with another episode of Anime Month, and this was a good one. Obviously, we're talking about how Goku is way different in the manga than he is in the anime, and that Dragon Ball Z, at least, isn't all just about Goku. If you like the video, please like the video. Please subscribe and turn on those notification bells. We got a good one for y'all. Leave a comment below. And just for y'all, I found an article interview with Toriyama that explains his lack of involvement with the anime. And y'all should know by now, by either, finding this out yourself or the first 2 minutes of this video, the anime made a lot of changes. For example, the cricket, Gregory the Cricket, didn't exist in the manga. Toei wanted more characters for when Goku reached King Kai's planet that they asked Toriyama to create Gregory the Cricket. They also went to Toriyama to ask him about voice actors' recommendations for specific characters like Goku or Krillin or other important characters. And if that does not give you enough of a glimpse between Akira Toriyama's and Toei's relationship, then this should. According to this interview that I found that will also be linked in the description below, Akira Toriyama did not have many creative demands at all for the animation of Dragon Ball Z. They really just came to him for a lot of the little things like the whole Gregory the Cricket and then voice actor recommendations and stuff. But juxtapose that with how many changes and additions that Toei Animation made to the anime, and you should already begin to see the imbalances between the anime and the manga and why they were so different. So people were running off with the Dragon Ball manga to do a whole bunch of other Dragon Ball stuff that was kind of with Dragon Ball but also ventured off from it a lot. And also, according to this interview, it was because of Dragon Ball Evolutions Yes, Dragon Ball Evolutions that brought Akira Toriyama out of retirement, and thank goodness. To call this movie dog shit would be disrespectful to all mutts out there. And then he also publicly criticized Dragon Ball Super's open animation and how bad that was, you know, join the crew, Akira. But then that should also raise antennas, like why does he have to publicly criticize his own IP's, his own franchise's animation in the beginning of the series? Like, how involved are you or are you not? Like, he must not have been involved at all. And according to this interview, it seemed like he didn't really want to be. He claimed to have watched the anime with his family on the couch as a viewer and also as the creator of the original manga. I mean, which is really humble when you think about it. But on the flip side of that, Akira Toriyama was very heavily involved in the making of Dragon Ball Daima. You know, the one anime that everybody trashed before he died. Dragon Ball Daima was a story that he wanted to make, that he wanted to put out, and now I bet we're all excited for it all the same. And it was very obvious from the start that Dragon Ball Daima was just a passion project from him from the start. Yes, he turned everybody into kids, but he liked drawing kids' main characters better. I worded that weirdly, but you get it. Dragon Ball, the inaugural story that started off this whole thing, started off with Goku as a kid. Dragon Ball GT, he brings back Goku as a kid. Coincidence? I think not. Plus, he just admitted it himself. Actually, one of the only reasons why Goku grew up in the series is because Toriyama claimed that it was easier to draw fighting choreography between two adults rather than, you know, a kid. Cause sidebar, if you read Dragon Ball, the original manga, there wasn't really too many fight scenes until the Tenkaichi Budokai championship between Goku and Tien. That's when the whole series changed to be a fighting primarily series. But because of all of these additions that the anime made, Goku in the manga is very different. And in some ways, Super got it right. Goku actually is very simple-minded in the manga, just like he is in Super. By the way, for all my simple-minded people, calling somebody simple-minded is just another way of calling them stupid. And when I say that Goku was simple-minded, kind of stupid, it means that he always valued having a good battle, having a good challenge over safety and protection of friends, which in contrast with the anime made the manga version of Goku a lot less heroic. Because when I first watched the anime, I was surprised at how many speeches Goku gave in the anime. There were no speeches in the anime. There was no saving birds BS. He just got to straight boxing every time. They gave Goku a whole bunch of speeches to make him into some sort of, what, Superman, Captain America type person? No, in the manga, it was just straight boxing. He was always very obsessive with getting stronger, not with saving people, not with saving the earth and all this other stuff. He was always obsessive with gaining power. Mix that with the simple-mindedness, and he always shared traits with villains. I wonder what other Shonen Jump MC this reminds you of. But Toei, the animation company, and just to be clear, I'm not condemning their decisions. They obviously made a hit regardless, but they decided to make a change to make him more heroic, giving him more speeches, giving him more of a reason to fight and do all these other things because it was going to a broader audience. Like, and a lot of people in that audience were kids, and kids like superheroes, kids watch superheroes. Remember, this was the 90s. It's not like there was Crunchyroll where you could juxtapose all Dragon Ball with all the other animations. Dragon Ball itself was introducing a whole genre, a whole culture to a whole nother culture. So you could tell why they changed a few things around. And then on top of that, when the animations got to a whole nother country, sometimes the country would make certain voice acting or changes, whatever. For example, in Vietnam, instead of Goku suffering a heart virus, he suffered from food poisoning because they thought that would make it funnier. And then another example would be Dragon Ball Z Kai in America, but we already know all about that. Now, I've said a lot about what Dragon Ball Z wasn't about, which it wasn't about Goku, but what is it about? Dragon Ball Z is about the Z fighters as a whole. They treat their side characters like the main characters, unlike Naruto. Everyone had a chance to sign. Piccolo was the only one left standing after the fight with Raditz, and therefore he was the strongest on the earth for a whole year or two, actually, until Nappa Vegeta came. The Z fighters not named Goku were the ones featured in the Nappa fights, which welcomed the Saiyans to the earth, which was really a pinnacle of the Saiyan saga. They featured in early form Frieza fights. What other anime you know is doing that? Given side characters supreme cool battles against the first 3 forms of Frieza. The Z Fighters were the reason why Vegeta was sent back to Earth. Goku basically lost that fight. He was outmatched the whole time, which I also explained in the power level deep dive video that I made. And one of the reasons why a lot of people dislike Super is because Super is all about Goku. It's all about hold off the villains until Goku beats the biggest one. Dragon Ball Super, at least the animated, I don't know how the manga's gonna go, but Dragon Ball Super is dominated by anybody who has Saiyan blood. Unless it's the movies, then they might just give Piccolo a giant orange form for some reason, I don't know. But then in the anime, all Saiyans get a random prop boost that makes them important for the whole story. While in Z, characters like Yajirobe's got to shine against Vegeta at peak Vegeta. Every one of the Z fighters shared their own moments in Z. That's why some of the greatest fights are Vegeta versus 18. Why the greatest fights is Piccolo versus 17. Everybody shared moments. Sometimes, ironically enough, Akira Toriyama would write in these times where the Z fighters were waiting for Goku's triumphant entrance, just for him to triumphantly enter and then get folded again. There are just a lot of misconceptions that Dragon Ball Super fanned and flamed, and I had to address them in this video. Because, like I've been saying, the manga is very different from the anime. You will get 2 totally different views of who Goku is as a man, as a person, as a hero, as a whatever. If you think he's a bad father in Dragon Ball Z, he's a worse father in the manga. If you thought Goku was single-minded in Dragon Ball Z, he is even more single-minded in the manga, which really brings a lot of depth to the story. I know I alluded to this before, but it is kind of a lot like Gon from Hunter x Hunter, which people love the fact that Gon is not necessarily a hero or the normal anime protagonist. Kind of like Goku, he is just a simple-minded person that makes selfless decisions throughout the whole show, but it remains true to his character, which is cool because that leaves a whole lot of other people to shine around him. And that's why so many other people in the show have so many great moments that Dragon Ball fans or just anime fans as a whole can just call out and pop culture references, and everybody gets it. Like, oh yeah, that was amazing. It's just so crazy to me that sometimes misconceptions can make people retcon in their own brains the memories of a really good piece of art. Kind of like how Boruto misconceptions retconned everybody's memories of Naruto. But enough of bagging on Naruto. I love Naruto, and I love Hunter x Hunter, and I love Dragon Ball. I love them all, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank y'all for watching to the end. Also, to all of you who've been popping in the streams, I notice you. I see you. I've been streaming and catching it on camera when you guys just pop in. Y'all just pop in for a minute. Y'all say, hey, what's up? And then, you know, whoever stays. And what I appreciate y'all for popping in the streams, you feel me? I see y'all for real. But yeah, if you like this video, please like the video, and you will like all of my other content because it is just like this for many other topics. And I got more coming for y'all, so hit that subscribe button and enjoy the ride, you feel me? Spread love, give inspiration in all you do. Hop into the streams and peace out.
Welcome to the Show. Take 2.